This is the NFL Play Football Podcast, and I'm Jeff Fisher of High School Football America. The NFL celebrates youth and high school football year-round through camps, activities, NFL flag, and tackle leagues. The Play Football Initiative provides a fun and engaging experience for players of all ages and skill levels, equipping young people with key life skills that are building blocks to success on and off the field. It's Jeff Fisher of High School Football America, and the tour across these great states continues right now as we are doing each and every day one of the 32 winners of the NFL High School Coach of the Year award handed out by every one of the 32 teams. And we're in Arizona, in Peoria, Arizona to be exact, for the Arizona Cardinals Coach of the Year, Colin Thomas. And what a job he's done at Liberty High School there. Best year ever, I would venture to say, for the program. Made a lot of national rankings, including ours, Max Preps. One win away from getting to the championship there in one of the toughest divisions as far as playoffs are concerned in America, the Open Division in Arizona. It doesn't get much tougher than that with eight teams, all the best of the best there. And because of the year that Coach Thomas had, along with his players and his staff, he is the Cardinals Coach of the Year. And he's on the line right now to talk about a fantastic year and what you guys have done there to build this program up to. You're now competing with the big guys like Chandler and Saguaro and all that. So thanks for taking the time, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much. Appreciate you having us on, and happy to be here.
Yeah, and you guys have really started, doing some special things out there. And I mentioned some of the names that people listening probably already recognize. Chandler and Saguaro, multiple-time state champs. You guys already have a state championship in the list there. But my question is this: when you have some kind of big men on campus type of programs and that, how do you build one that gets up to the point where your name is now being mentioned with those same types of programs?
Sure. I mean, Arizona's great football these days. It gets better and better, and we have a very blue-collar approach here, and our kids work exceptionally hard. We have obviously a chance to work with them all year round and just develop and get better and better and better. And then in the last couple of years, we've been able to get ourselves in these big football games and obviously beat some very good programs, and obviously still have a ways to go as far as trying to finish the job and be the Open champion there. But we're very thankful for the opportunities to play those type of teams, and competition is what makes you better. So that's kind of what keeps driving us and pushing us, and we're excited to play those schools and be hopefully a champion very soon.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And I mentioned how tough the Open Division is. I mean, it is as good as it gets. I think a lot of people sometimes will talk about Division I in the southern section of California. You guys are getting pretty darn close to that. I mean, there's no easy game to win a state championship there. For the people around the country that aren't aware of the type of football that's being played in Arizona, especially in the Open Division, how would you describe it to someone who doesn't know?
Yeah, I think all four teams in our Final Four were top 100 schools. Obviously, all schools have multiple Division I players, so it's a gauntlet. We were able to beat both Open finalists this year, Basha and Saguaro, in the regular season, and then obviously Saguaro we lost to in the playoffs. And these are great programs. They have great coaches, have great size and speed. And obviously, if you win the Open Championship in Arizona, you're one of the best schools in the country.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And that loss had to hurt a lot. At one point loss, we'll talk about that a little bit later. One of the things, and I've done, I think we're up to about a dozen of the winners so far from around America. One of the things that you have unique on your resume is, yes, you're in Arizona, you're a head coach in Arizona, but you got some roots from back east that you and I were talking about before I rolled some tape here. That's unusual, right? Especially you're coming from a small state of Delaware. What was that transition like for you going from Delaware out to Arizona football-wise?
Yes, my first year was a little challenging, if I'm honest. It's quite a difference for his culture, for the quality of ball. And I was very fortunate to get a great place like Liberty and be part of, building this place up. But I was also very thankful for my time in Delaware. There's a lot of great people there and great programs as well. So that kind of got me going in coaching, and then I've been lucky enough to get here now and fortunate enough to be a place like Liberty where we can try to grow and be, one of the best programs in the country.
You're getting it there, that's for sure. Colin Thomas on the line with us today on the NFL Play Football podcast, head coach at Liberty High School outside of Phoenix. A great year this year, 11-1, that one loss coming in the Open Division state semifinals. And, I said this to everyone. I think I'm becoming a broken record, but it's going to be new to you what I'm about to say, which is, while your name is the name that's on the award here, it can't be done without players, without assistant coaches. And we're going to give a little bit of time here to you to kind of talk about the people that help you get your name on this great award from the Arizona Cardinals. And let's just start with your staff. You're a couple of years under your belt now as the head coach. I think you were the offensive coordinator there, right, before you got elevated. And my question is this: tell me a little bit about your staff, how you put it together. Were there some holdovers? What do you look for when you're putting a staff together?
Yes, we're very fortunate. We have a very big staff. We have around 31 members of our staff, freshmen through varsity. And a lot of the guys here have been here a very long time. When I took over, majority of the coaches stayed. I was able to get 2 coaches in at the varsity level that were new. That was Coach Ian Gardner and Coach Travis Guinea, who both came from Desert Ditch High School, which is a very good program as well. And we have a lot of just selfless men on our staff that, they do it for the kids and for the love of the game and our community, and put in a ton of time and effort. And also, obviously, we have a whole staff whose mindset is to get better. It's not about ego. It's not about what we did in the past. It's about constantly pushing the envelope and getting better. So I feel very blessed that these gentlemen coach with me and also, around our young men every day. And then from our player standpoint, we have around 230 kids in the program right now. And these young men just come to work every single day for 4 years and give us everything they have. They play with unmatched energy each and every week. And we're so proud to, be there alongside them to represent our community and our school.
Man, I love hearing numbers like 230. That's great. That one of the things that can make you compete with the Joneses, right? It's not so much because football changes in high school, right? Every 4 years, 3 years, 2, whatever it may be, kids are leaving. But when you have some depth like that sure helps out a lot. What were the numbers like when you arrived there? Has it always been that good, or is it on the rise?
It's always been very, very good. I think we're up maybe 10, 15, 20 kids in the last 5 or 6 years. But I mean, we've been 200 plus pretty much ever since I got here. Our area, the little pocket that we live in, just really loves football. And our young men just come to Liberty to play football and work hard and be the best student athlete they can be.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about your Coach of the Year award from the Cardinals is also a couple of players were nominated. And I'd love to have a little bit of time here for you to talk about your junior quarterback and your senior defensive lineman by name and what they did and why they were so honored and what they did for the program this year for you. Sure.
The defensive player of the year was senior Michael Gardner, defensive lineman. Michael actually enrolled in Oregon 2 days ago. So he's already up there and ready to go to work for the Oregon Ducks. He was an amazing player for us. He didn't start as a sophomore because he had an injury, so he missed his sophomore year, and then his junior, senior year, he both All-State, both years. He really kind of helped elevate the program, from a recruiting standpoint. We had every coach in America here last spring because of him. And that obviously motivates the players around him. And he just really, I thought, elevated our entire program. He was a very special young man. Had a great junior year. And his senior year, obviously, people knew who he was and certainly kind of tried to game plan for him. But he just had a great year. And our defense was as good this year as I've ever been a part of. Our defense was really, really good. So that was very deserving for him. And then we're very blessed to coach him and now also to follow his progress at the University of Oregon. Our junior quarterback, who was the overall player of the year, is Navi Bruzan. Navi is a very special young man. He's a combination of toughness, intelligence, ability, great leader. He really does it all for us. He's a 3,000-yard passer and 33 touchdowns. And I think we counted, he missed 10 to 12 quarters this year of, if I'm honest, we were up very big at halftime or the third quarter. He just didn't play because we were up so much. So the numbers probably could have been a lot better. But he's just a winner. He's a 5'11", 185-pound young man, and Obviously, recruiting circles, sometimes that's hard, but I watched a guy last night win a national championship who wasn't 6 foot.
Yes, he did.
So hopefully this young man gets an opportunity at the next level as well, because he is a special, special young man.
What does it mean for the program to have 3 names being honored by the Cardinals? I mean, that's beautiful. How do you feel about it?
You know, the toughest part about this conversation or any others is we weren't the state champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really get to, finish with the dominance you have a year, but, we dominated this season like I've never been a part of. We played 12 games, and in 48 quarters, we trailed 3 times all year. We probably trailed for less than a quarter of the whole season out of 48. We had a very dominant year. And, I think you can be a champion, you could be 11-1, but not have the year that we had. So I think it speaks to our team as a whole, offensively, defensively, staffing-wise, that we could win 3 awards because of, again, the dominant performance we put out each and every week.
Yeah, and you said it at the beginning, Arizona high school football is getting better and better. There's no doubt about that. And put on a little bit of an ambassador hat here now for the entire state. And I know you're kind of an outsider coming in. You've been there long enough, though, to make an assessment. Why is Arizona high school football getting better year in and year out?
Obviously the ability to train 24/7, 365, is here because of the weather. You have a lot of, trainers who, live in the Phoenix area, so that certainly helps. I think it's an attractive place to live. So, you constantly have families moving to this area. Mm-hmm. And then it's just a high quality of coaching and ball. I think you combine those, different aspects. And again, programs like Saguaro and Chandler and Hamilton, they certainly kind of set the bar. Then programs like Basha and Liberty, we're certainly at that level now too, and just keep pushing the envelope. And if you want to be up there, you have to, compete at that level, all year round. And that's what these programs are now doing. And I think our state record going out of state has been very good too. We beat Valor Christian last year. Basha beat Los Motos. I think we're proving ourselves against, our neighboring states as well.
Yeah, I love that. No ducking there. All the big people are playing each other. Colin Thomas on the line. Mentioned it earlier. You said, it'd be a whole lot sweeter if we were talking a championship now. But I looked at your roster. You got some young guys coming back as well, including your quarterback, right? Navi's coming back. And I was just curious, now that we're, a week or two into the new year, I'm assuming you're either back in the weight room or getting ready to be there. What are some of the things you're doing to kind of build off of that bad ending you didn't like?
Yeah, we started school back on Monday, and we're fortunate enough, like most programs out here, that we have our team in football class every day. So we're right back just working our process. We're lifting every day. We're running. We'll start actually throwing here in around an hour. We're just going to be us and do what we do for the program and train really hard. And obviously, we do those things, and we think the results will show, next year. And next year's team's a brand new team, and they get a chance to create their own identity and set their mark, and obviously strive to be a champion as well.
And now we're at the part of the interview here where you break out a little coach speak here, right? Because I'm going to ask you how it feels. And that means you defer and deflect, but obviously you've been chosen for some of the great work you've done there already. So how does it feel to have the Arizona Cardinals name you the Coach of the Year?
Yeah, again, very honored. And like we said the whole time, it's a reflection of our team, our staff, our administration at school, the support we get there, and then our community. Our community plays a big part in our success. They really do, supporting us financially and just, with the support they give our young men. So it feels great. And we're certainly very proud, of our program, and I'm proud to be the one representing it.
Well, Coach Thomas, thank you for taking the time to join us today, and more importantly, just thank you for you spending your time as you do with your second family, right? The football family there at Liberty. It's very important to us that the coaching profession is honored, and we appreciate the time that you spend not only with your own family, but making sure these young men are also getting taken care of. It's a very important job you do, and we congratulate you on the award from the Cardinals, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
That's the NFL Play Football Podcast. Coaches, don't forget to check out playfootball.nfl.com for some great resources to help you improve in the coaching profession. I'm Jeff Fisher of High School Football America, and you've been listening to the NFL Play Football Podcast.